Alright, here's a video review of the new Biklonz set. This is the Thunder Guardian, and this guy does work with the Cross Attacker. Becomes the new 5-member combiner, but we'll get to all that here shortly. So you've got, one, they're very big. You can kind of tell by just how much of the frame they're filling up and how far back I can get that they're quite large. But you've got basically giant elk, or megaloceros, a mammoth, and an argent avis. So with the dire wolf and the saber tooth, it's kind of like a glacial lord, in that it's a lot of prehistoric animals this time versus the polar bear and the bull and the ram and the scorpion and the tiger from the first season. So yeah, and individually in animal mode, there's not a whole lot to them aside from just being big. Argent avis does have an opening beak here. His beak collapses for transformation, but you can't open his mouth there. And posable wings. You can extend the wings out a bit if you want. Because you see there's a little feather type thing there. And then he's got little posable feet. They can move a little bit. But I'll try to get all of Argent avis in one shot here shortly. Then you got Giant Elk, who he's got an opening mouth as well. And then, you know, posable legs to some degree. Mostly just this direction. You can bend it at the knee a little bit here, but that's mostly for transformation. And then Mammoth, who again, you can move his legs back and forth a little bit. His trunk is articulated in a couple places. You can see the hinges here and here. His tusks can move, but outside of that, again, not a whole lot of articulation on him. Go ahead and move these out of the way. The batteries are in the elk. There's a little button here on his head that would make noises, but the noises don't activate until this is pushed down in combined mode. The battery case is under here. So for right now, like in individual robot mode or animal mode, they don't actually make any sounds, but they will when we combine them. And again, there's Argent avis all in one shot. So some neat colors. I really do like the design of the elk especially. I just think he's cool. So they combine into Thunder Guardian, and we'll start with the mammoth. Now for Thunder Guardian, you pull this whole, unsnap it here, and pop his whole mammoth head off. Straighten this up, and then his tusks rotate in and up onto top of his head, I guess to form some kind of club, and then you flip the handle out, and then you've got the weapon here. He doesn't hold it very well, but you have the weapon here. And then you start up here, and come under here, you push these buttons to collapse his legs, like so, flip his feet out. Rotate that this way, rotate this down, rotate these down. And you open up these panels right here, and pull the legs down, and you see they're folded up like this, and you want to keep rotating them down here, and then flip these panels down to form his plates. And you fold, once these are done, you take this piece and fold it in, and then clip this all together, flip up his foot, and then flip this up to the side. Same over here. Put this panel in, close it up, flip his foot, flip this up, and there, I'll pull his ears in against the back, and there's the lower half of Thunder Guardian. Then we take Elk here, we slide the yellow panel up here on his chest, start to flip his head down, which starts popping up his robot head. I'm going to leave this up a little bit right now. These fold down and under, and then you push in these to collapse the legs. Push in on the yellow on the back. Fold this up like this. Collapse the back, and then these slots are going to slide in the top of Mammoth. And so just kind of hook them up. And you'll hear the combining noise. Then up here, let's get this so we're not falling backwards here. Then you bring the elk head down onto his body, fold the antlers back, and then collapse them closed. And they snap on like that. And there you have the upper body. Bring that down just a little bit. Then with Argent Avis, we're going to go ahead and pop his feet off. Pull this whole assembly out right here. Fold his head down. Not quite that far, down like that. You can see there's a plug right there. And that's going to plug into the back of Ram here. So we'll plug him on. So snap that on like this, and you fold the wings around. There's another plug here. And plug them into the side. And then rotate his arms down. Like that. And then Argent Avis's claws plug in here as the hands. And again, the button on the head. Megabeast Thunder Guardian. Weapon-wise, you open the body of Argent Avis, and there's a little plot here. He comes with one of these power discs that works in one of their other devices that I don't have, one of the roleplay devices, but that snaps on to the front of this, and you can flip the handle down, and he can hold that as a shield. He does have some finger articulation there. There we go. Some of this stuff is too heavy for him to really hold securely, but he does hang it. You can't hang it onto his hands. This again looks really cool as a big club, but the weight on the thing just unless you like do it like this and have him hold it kind of like a whippy thing, he doesn't really hang on to it that well. You have to really kind of use its own weight to support itself. So a little disappointing in the weapon department, at least here. But there you go. There's Thunder Guardian. Now some quick size comparisons here with the other combiners. Here he is with the Cross Attacker. Which we'll hook onto him here in just a minute. And here he is with the previous combiner, Infinity, with the first 5 next from the series. And again, so a little shorter. Let's see if we can, there we go. Oh, pop this helmet off. There we go. Get him out of the way. Now, like I said, he does also have Barbarian King mode. And to get to that, first we're going to pop this piece off here. And then we're going to take the snout off of the Mammoth and plug it in here. It clips in right under there to form a different weapon, or a slightly different weapon, I guess. Not to be quite so bright. We'll set all those pieces to the side for the time being. We're going to go ahead and pop his fists out. Now Argent Avis disconnects from here. And then bring the wings out like this. And again, how you choose to display them is up to you. I like to bring them out really wide. And then down here, he does get taller, which is even cooler. Down here on the Mammoth, lift him up, flip his feet straight down, you pull the feet off the back, and then they're going to clip into these feet. Like that. Make sure to pull the heel out to support him. rotate these down to the side. That gives him a little extra height there. The mammoth head, actually, the head itself connects back under here. There we go. And then these actually, well, come on. Yeah, oh, you're supposed to collapse the head for the weapon. And then these pieces come up and sit here in kind of his abdomen. And then we split, I don't know how much you even saw that. But yeah, basically you attach the mammoth to the back. And then bring his tusks up to the side here. Then we're going to go ahead and split cross attacker. His two weapons connect onto the back. They peg in on either side here. Put the red on this. I think it's the red on this side. Yeah, red goes in this side. And then this blue pegs in over here. So you can make a little combined weapon out of all of his pieces. And then to make the arm, you want to pull the legs out. I've still got his other disc attached back here. You don't have to leave that attached. We'll bring his legs down, bring his head up, and plug his, or pull his fists up into his mouth. Like that. Fold his paws up. Into here. Yeah, come here, you. And the legs, basically, you just split, move down past this, snap them back together, fold his feet up. Now he's supposed to, you can do it like this, where you fold this up, you flip up this peg, and then take one of the fists and plug it in right here, like that. And he's kind of got this weird crookedy arm, like that, which works. But you can rotate this piece here at the waist and rotate this down around and give him a more forward-looking arm. This kind of, and fold this up a little tighter against the back of his arm. And that's the way I prefer to do it. It gives him a little bit better hands. Then plug him in. Now, he knows when he's in Barbarian King mode, because when Argent Avis attacks, you can see in this tab, it's kind of hollow in the center, because there's a button in the middle of each of these that this avoids hitting when it's pegged in his arm. So it knows that it's plugged in back here because of the way you plug him into the back, so it knows these three are connected. Once you add these two on, it realizes that there's all five are connected and it makes different noises. But yeah, we'll do the same thing for the other arm here with Sabertooth. I prefer to bring this around forward like this. I just think it works a little better. Snap you together. Fold you up. Hold the feet up. Plug in the fist. And then peg him into here. For some reason, he really wants to be tough. And then one final touch his helmet. And this helmet, he kind of clips on. He's got the same kind of little clippy thing here, but there's also a clip up here in the top of the head. So you want to make sure that that clips on securely, because this little button right here won't activate the button on top of his head unless this is clipped all the way in here. Biklonz Barbarian King. And there he is, combined as Barbarian King. And again, we'll do a size comparison with Infinity. Obviously, we can't do it with Cross Attacker. He can, again, still hold this weapon. Although it helps if... that fist wasn't plugged in all the way. Oh, his little knee pieces getting in the way here. There we go. So yeah, you can have him hold that. If you want a little bit more support, you can flip out that. Peg to have him hold it a little higher with support. Let me get Infinity up in here. And we'll do a quick size comparison with him. And here you go. Now, I thought Infinity was huge. Thunder Guardian is slightly taller, and with Argent Avis on the back, it's just way more massive. He's huge, and he looks really cool. I love the colors. I like the fairly simplistic transformations. I like the animals involved, I think, a little bit more in Barbarian King, but just a really neat set of toys from a TV show over in Korea. If you're looking into getting into these, like I said, they're very solid. You get a lot more posability, I think, with Barbarian King. Not a lot, but he does have some swivels here. He's got he's definitely got shoulder articulation, and if you do, depending on how you do the arms, he's got a swivel. He's got if you attach this, he's got an elbow joint. His head does not. His head does turn a little bit, but Argent Avis tends to block it there. So they are big. They are limited articulation. They're very Megazordish, but I think I like these better than Megazords. They're just unique, and I really dig that.